Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. Give me a moment. Get myself in order. I got a couple more things I need to do. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I was on the phone. People were calling me. There was a lot going on. But we yet Here, how art thou? I hope that everybody is good, feeling fine. Let me say good morning to everybody. Um, hey, Sly Sylvia, Shakira, MVN, Nappy Child, New Jones, Dez, Lindu and the Dew, Miss Witt, Patty Duke. Hey, everybody. Patty Duke, there was somebody else in the chat last night named Patty something. It wasn't Patty Duke, it was Patty something. And they had the same aqua avatar as you with the P. And I kept looking at it and because they were putting a lot of comments in the chat, but it wasn't you, it was another Patty. And I was and it, but when you look at it real fast, I was like, is that Patty Duke? Then I had to look, no, that's not Patty Duke. But they had the same aqua avatar with the P. I was like, oh, okay. But anyway, good morning. Y'all know it's Saturday and we're silly. I need to get some coffee, but I was running so late, I didn't even have a chance to make no coffee, y'all. And now it's too late for me to make coffee. If I try to go and make coffee real fast, y'all will look at me like, motherfucker, you already late. So, yeah. Um, we got some things to discuss. I was up late last night. I've been up for a while this morning, but um, yeah, I've been up for a while this morning, but um, I just had a lot going on this morning. People been calling me and all this, that, and the third, and it's just been a lot. So yeah. Hold on one second. How are you all this morning? I hope that everybody's doing well. I hope that everybody is having a great morning. Okay, Patty Duke. So you saw her too. Okay, so it wasn't just me because I was like, that's not my Patty. I know my Patty. And that is not my Patty. Girl, don't make me start fighting people around here about you, Patty Duke. I hate to have to start fighting people. Y'all know I'm real protective about my people. So y'all already know I will fight people about y'all. Have me fighting people in the YouTube streets for y'all. Anyway, um, you know what am I doing? Oh, that's what I'm doing. All right. So lots happened. Let me start off with the sad stuff. We had two major deaths in the last 24 hours. Yesterday we learned of the death of Hank Aaron at 86. He passed yesterday, one of the greatest to ever do it on a baseball diamond. Um, perpetual home run king. I mean, I know you had Barry Bonds and Mark McGuire and all of them that did their thing, but let's be clear, we don't respect them because of all of the innuendo and the allegations of performance enhancement drugs that involve them. It's Hank Aaron for for us sports fans. And so it's sad to see him go. Very humble, but very strong young man. Um, he's one of those people who was very quiet, didn't say a lot, but the way he moved, you know that he was powerful in how he moved and what he did. Then we had, I saw this morning the death of um, television news legend Larry King died at 87. Now I looked at that thing and I said, that's all he is 87, because I swore Larry King was 139 years old. But but the man was 87 and he passed away. I don't know if it was last night or this morning, but he passed away as well. I mean, he had been looking like he had been doing not doing well for a long time. So may both of them rest in peace. Um, condolences, prayers to their family, and so forth. You know what that's about, Raina. We, that's a conversation we can't have, because they talk about McGuire like he's the greatest thing, and he did just as much PEDs as Barry Bonds. Part of it definitely is the racial element, but part of it is too with Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds, especially when he was still in the game, was an asshole to the press. Barry Bonds wanted no parts. He was not ingratiating. He was not one of those. Oh, let me sit in front of a mic and talk. He was like, "Mm-mm, I'm not here for y'all. I don't need to talk to y'all. Fuck y'all and go to hell." And so that didn't help his cause in terms of people seeing it for him. Um, but Mark McGuire was traditional cornbread fed white boy whole white America could get behind. And so when he started to break that record, they didn't get, and baseball was at a time period where they were recently coming out of the strike, and baseball were trying to get fans back in the seats and eyes back on television screens. Hey, what's going on, Terrence? And so baseball took it upon themselves to, whereas school baseball before that was heavy, 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 pitcher, pitcher, pitcher. That's the kind of baseball I like, where people were happy to see a 0-0 game or 1-0 game. Baseball was like, we here for the long ball, we here for home runs, and Barry Bonds and Sammy Sosa gave them what they needed at the appropriate time, and white America could get behind and galvanize behind somebody that was white. That's what they did. Um, so the game changed. Just like in the NFL, the game changed. The NFL was not a pass happy league. NFL was about pounding the ball for many, many, many years. Um, Pounding the ball, running up the gut, up the middle, but the NFL had to change. It was flashier, it was more fast paced when you had the more pass happy league, and that changed the game. You see running backs are not as featured. Their salaries aren't as high and things like that. They started having more penalties on the defense, and how they, you know, tackle and stuff like that. And so, and then you got the likes of a Tom Brady, who white America can get behind. And we're gonna do things that promote him and help his career, and we're gonna do make rules and stuff like that that help us see more of him and elongate his career. These things happen. So yeah, I didn't know I was going down this road with sports, but I could talk sports all day. Sports is my judge. That is my thing. I we could talk about sports all day. Um, yeah, and you know what? When you think about how football used to be, um, you think about how much greater in estimation Jerry Rice is, because Jerry Rice came at a time when they weren't trying to pass the ball like that. And he still has records that probably won't ever be broken. So, yeah. That was our sports talk of the day. Even the NFL changed to a certain degree. um the NFL, if you recall, used to be centered around the center. It was inside out. How the it not the NFL, NBA. The NBA was centered around the center. It was inside out how the basketball was played, and there was more emphasis on the center. There was a lot more emphasis on the dunk and things like that. Slam dunk contest was a big thing. Now it's all about the three ball. It's all about, do you have a jumper? Can you shoot from the half court line and stuff like that? It's not as aggressive because when you play inside out with basketball and you pound it in the paint and stuff like that, it gets real violent down there in the paint. And you got big people, big bodies hitting other bodies, and little bodies don't like when big bodies hit them. Trust me, I'm a little body. And so a lot of rules changed and a lot of practices that people had. And part of it was to elongate careers. Part of it was to, elongate careers of certain individuals. And so you end up with situations like we have in the I'm not NFL. I keep wanting to say NFL in the NBA now, where they much more so are playing outside in as opposed to the opposite. Yeah, I know nothing about all these sports concepts. Oh, anyway, but that was our sports moment of this sports segment of today. As you all know, we were live last night here, and we had a conversation with the Real Hot Boys Houston, and there were some things that had to be hashed out, some things that had to be talked about, and those things happened. And we were able to talk about some things, hash out some things, get confused by some things, and then come to a comfortable conclusion about things, and get to a point where everybody could leave in a good place. Um, Everybody could leave in a good face in a good place. Raina, everybody knows I'm a 49ers fan, so I'm a huge 49ers fan. Um, you could never tell me Tom Brady is the greatest of all time. It will always be Joe Montana and the rest of the people. Anyway, um, so because I lost my train of thought just then. So and I spoke with them, and they were appreciative of the conversation. I'm glad they came on. I'm glad that we could have both sides. I really wish Braylon could have came on because he would have been able to present his side as well. But at least we were able to have August on there, and he could talk to what happened, as well as Lemons on there, so he could talk about um what his part in it was and his side of it, and we can, like I said, get to a comfortable resolution. So that was cool last night. I'm glad we were able to do that. Um Down the merry little world of while we're talking shows that I review, I still say that Kim Lee on Bling Empire. I have not watched episode 4 yet. Hopefully, I'll be able to get to episode 4 today. I hope. I probably won't be able to because when I get off the line, I gotta quickly get up, leave, and make a go run an errand before I go to work today. But I don't know. But I need to watch episode 4 because Kim Lee is trash. She is trash. That whore is trash. She's trash. She got me so frustrated watching episode 3. She got me so y'all see on my review. I had to be like, let me bring it down because I felt myself going down the road with her, and she is such trash. She's such trash. Listen, I wish a bitch would. I wish a bitch would. First of all, why the fuck are you in my house? Everything the fuck is set up outside. Please don't carry your ass in my house. But I said from the beginning, when that whore, before they even had the spa day, when Anna rolled up to her house and that bitch was sitting down at the piano playing on this woman's piano, which it looked like an older piano, but I'm telling you that piano was probably an antique that some famous pianist had used back in the day. I'm sure that piano probably cost a couple $1,000,000 because you don't have a piano in your living room or the foyer of your house where it can be kind of like a centralized centerpiece without that piano being very expensive. That's that's a showcase piece in wealthy houses. So I'm sure that that piano was worth a lot of money. First of all, bitch, and Anna started off by saying, I'm trying to become friends with her. I'm trying to, trust people more and become friends with her. And see how this goes, which means that these whores were not friends. They were not close like that. Bitch, if I invite you to my house, you sit on the couch and you wait or you whatever. This is not your opportunity to be touching shit. Girl, when when her and her pet punk, her pixie princess went up them good stairs and went in that woman's bedroom, y'all were disrespectful. Y'all were disrespectful. Y'all was supposed to have y'all ass drug. Y'all was supposed to get y'all ass. Well, y'all know I'm not a promoter of violence. However, that is a stay your ground type situation. Cause now a bitch is in my house uninvited. Bitches are doing shit they ain't got no business doing. You gonna catch some good violence in that regard because you have no business going up there. You have no business being there. She is trash. She's trash. She's a part of that whole um um world with the what did they call it? EPMD or EMD or EDM. That's what it is. EDM, electronic digital music or something like that, whatever it's called. And a lot of that's those young, you don't see a lot of us over there EDM. I ain't say it's none. There are some of us over there. But that's it's the 21st century iteration of our grandparents, the flower children that were all in Woodstock. You know what I'm saying? The grandchildren of the kids that was out there in that farm field, wherever they was in Woodstock, out there laying around in feces and drinking and smoking weed and pissing on each other and fucking in the mud and feces. The grandchildren of those individuals are now um the EDM kids, the kids that be out there in these arenas with 100,000 plus people. If you're from South Florida, we used to have an event called the Ultra Music Festival, and with Ultra, you literally had like 400,000 people packed in this small little space, and they were playing the EDM music, whatever it's called. I can't think of what it's called. Anyway, you know that the digital music now is kind of like house, but it's a little more techno than house. So it's a mesh between techno and house. It's called EDM, I think. but they're out there on all types of illicit drugs. They on meth, they on mollies, uh, they own you name it, they own it. They own the coke, they own all kinds of illicit drugs, and they all out there feeling the vibes of the music. And they all out there doing what they do, doing all kinds of shit that you do when you're on drugs. She gives me that she gives me a that she is the Kim Lee chick. She gives me that she's a she could be a cokehead, or she could be someone who's a functional heroin addict. She gives me that. I could see her, injecting her veins with meth or heroin right before she goes over to Anna's house. I could see that. I could really see that. Cause the bitch ain't shit. And her little pet punk over there that she carries around with her like it's some dog on a leash or something like that. That's what the little boy gives. The little boy guy who she was with, he gives, you know, rich ass white person with a nasty ass dog that they have on the leash. That's not a dog that you use for a CNI dog, or it's not one of those dogs. There are people who have to have certain animals around them. I forgot what they call the little animals. It ain't that. It's just they don't want to go nowhere without their pet, so they bring their little nasty ass dog everywhere, inside restaurants, inside the grocery store, and shit like that. Now this dog is pooping everywhere and making all kinds of noises and shit. And she think that ugly ass dog, that nasty ass dog is cute. While everybody else in the place is like, girl, can you take your dog back to the car? Could you leave that nasty ass dog home? Why the fuck is this dog here? Why is it don't never be on a leash or nothing? And you be like, girl, get your dog. Why is it in here? You go to management and say, please get her dog and get this dog out of this store or out of this restaurant or off this airplane, because it should be underneath. Service dog, thank you. That's what her pet punk gave me. That he is her little pet that she can carry around, that she thinks is cute, pooping everywhere, doing all kinds of inappropriate shit, literally, that they ain't got no business doing. But she's okay with it, and she's happy with it, and it's cute to her. But the rest of us looking like, girl, why the fuck is this? Why the fuck is he here? Fucking shit up. Somebody get your animal. That's what God gives. That's what he gives. Mm-mm, mm-mm. I see. I can't play games with people like him. Nope. Mm-mm. And then she refused to apologize because she felt she ain't did nothing wrong. Girl. Anyway, y'all go watch my review and go watch it. So we got some things going on with politics that I want to discuss real fast. Um, Now, remember how y'all were so, or not y'all, we collectively were so happy about the Dems taking control of the Senate and how it was going to be so much better than it was. We still with the fuck shit and fuckery. The she won't be back, little baby. Matter of fact, Anna got something cooking up for her. I already know that. I already know that. But the Dems still haven't taken control of the Senate some days after the inauguration. It wasn't a situation where it was just a switch was going to be flipped and hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Get out of there. I have to open up a new bottle of pure, and I'm late to when I usually take my pure. So I'm trying to take it now before I forget because I'm good for forgetting to take it. And you don't want to forget to take your pure because you don't want to, get yourself into a good bust down and not be ready. So while I was thinking about my pure, I said, let me take it now before I forget. Because I forget to take my pure and be like, fuck, I forgot. Even though I keep a bottle in my work bag in case for those moments. If you don't know what pure is, we can have that conversation. Anyway, um, Mitch McConnell is here for all of listen. Mitch McConnell said, y'all, before I relinquish power, y'all are going to have to pry this shit from my purple, old, mangled hands. Okay. So the Senate has to now, that doesn't mean that this is not going to happen. Okay. Doesn't mean that Dems are not going to take control because they are. However, when when you're doing like I am and looking at confirmation hearings that are going on C-SPAN and stuff, because you're a nerd like me, you're wondering, people may be wondering, why the fuck is there still Republican chairs for this committee? Because the Senate has to pass an organizing resolution, which hey, Mr. Fit Brown dude, and then this organizing resolution, what it does is it dictates, or it's a resolution that explains how the Senate is going to be organized, who's going to be the chair, who's going to be the ranking member, um, and usually the majority party is the chair. A person from the majority party is the chair. The person from the minority party is the ranking member, um, which is like the vice chair almost, kind of, if you want to think of it that way. Technically, it's not a vice chair, but it's the highest ranking person of the minority party. And that's how that goes. It says that it tells the hierarchy within the Senate, who's majority leader, who's Senate pro tempore, which is a very important position because technically Senate pro temp is number 4 in succession. After Speaker of the House comes Senate pro temp. I'm sure my political and civic scholars will correct me if I'm wrong. I think Senate Pro Temp is the full. It delineates all of those things and decides, organizationally how the Senate will be structured for this iteration of the Senate. Right now, because Mitch McConnell hasn't signed off and agreed to and coalesced and given his, signature for this resolution, they're still working off the old one from when he was majority leader. The fuck shit. Because he's trying to hold on to his last little bit of power. Just a damn mess. What's going on, Regina? Just a damn mess. So when we're looking at these confirmation hearings, we still have people like Senator Grassley and all of these people that are chairs of committees, and you like, bitch, why the fuck are you here? Why are you in that seat? Why the fuck are we calling you still Mr. Chairman? Bitch, you lost. But Mitch McConnell said, girl, not so fast. And Mitch McConnell knows every. See, the thing about it is, you got to be as well versed on shit as your adversary, because your adversary is always well versed on every loophole, every rule, every subsection of the bylaws and constitutions and stuff like that. and they're going to use it to their advantage. They're going to take advantage of it. And I think that's where the Dems sometimes fall short, because you need to be just as up on it as they are. You need to know all the loopholes as well. So when a bitch try to go through a loophole, you standing right there at the door. Nope, I already knew you was gonna try that. Was already prepared for that bitch. That's how I am in my classroom as a teacher. I know all of the loopholes in my classrooms. I know every rule that I have. I know all of the loopholes around the rules and every rule you can break. So if a student comes and tries to break a rule because they think I'm not aware of the loophole, or they think I'm not aware of the ways that they can try and get out of stuff, when they go down that road, I'm waiting right there at the end, waiting for them. Oh, you thought you was gonna get away with that? Oh, you thought I didn't know about that? Oh, you thought that was a situation? Hold on one second. Oh, girl, these people. Anyway, but back to what we were saying. Mitch McConnell and them, they know the loopholes. And Chuck Schumer and all of the his band of merry men over there on the left, y'all need to be prepared for this. Now, if and when they do take control of the Senate, I told y'all, we said that would really be an eye. Um when really be and I had the live on Wednesday after the inauguration, I told y'all that unlike the Republicans, where even the ones who voiced their dissent and be all on CNN and MSNBC said, well, I'm really thinking about voting with the Dems, on this. They never cross the aisle and vote with the Dem. They always fall in line during the Trump era. They always fell in line and did what they were supposed to do. The Dems are not that way. I told y'all Joe Manchin was going to be um he was going to be an idiot and an asshole. And Joe Manchin, it listen, why do you keep texting me? Um Joe Manchin has already said, I'm not voting for a whole lot of things y'all want me to. I'm a centrist. He's from West Virginia, and West Virginia is a red state. He's a Dem. And so, in order for him to keep his seat in this red state, he is going to have to do things that are much more aligned with what people will call conservatism or classic conservatism, because we know the Republican Party is not about being conservative anymore. The Republican Party is all about being just radically way out there. We'll get there in a second. But Joe Manchin said, I'm not here for it. One of the things that the Dems is thinking about doing is getting rid of the filibuster. Even though it takes a majority vote to do away with the filibuster, Joe Manchin has already said, don't come at me about no filibuster. I'm not voting for it. Ain't happening. Ain't happening. He already said that. You also got another Democrat that he done got aligned with him, Chris Kristen Sinema out there in Arizona. She is also lockstep with him, saying, "I ain't voting for it either." And their whole thing is, if you eliminate the filibuster, what you do is you make it where um the Senate doesn't have to be a place where the minority party basically has no way of doing anything. If the majority party can get everything they want in, they can do everything they want to do, and there's nothing the minority party can do about it. And that's the filibuster helps that. So if you get rid of the uh, filibuster, then it'll be a situation. The filibuster is designed to be just a little weapon that the minority party can use. And so Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema's point is they don't want to get rid of the filibuster now that the Dems are in power because they said if it should flip back the other way, they still want to be able to have that. Now, so what that says to me, Joe Manchin, is you were happy with the bullshit that was going on. Because let's be clear, the filibuster basically is almost like you just kicking the can down the road. You know it's gonna happen anyway, but you just elongating the inevitable. You just preventing the inevitable a lot of times with the filibuster. And so I I think Joe Manchin just wants to be a contrarian. He needs to be newsworthy. He's going to be coming up on a new um run at Senate. He has to start to get his name and face in the news and so forth. And by him being the voice of dissent in the Democratic Party, that's going to garner him a lot of television time. It's going to garner him a lot of TV time. He's here for it. He's a mess, just a whole mess. Um, we'll see how that goes. Now, they have been pushing through these confirmation hearings and stuff like that. Lloyd Austin, they gave him his waiver. General Lloyd Austin, he got his waiver. He was confirmed pretty quickly. I did watch his confirmation hearings, and one of the things that he does want to focus on is this white supremacy and these racists that are within the ranks. Um, and yeah, thank you, Nappy Child, for putting that in there. Basically, it's just a way for them to delay the inevitable. You know, is going to end up happening, but they just. And so I don't even understand the purpose of you not voting for this Joe Manchin. But I told y'all why. I shouldn't say I don't understand. I just gave y'all the whole reason why he's doing this because he just wants to be. He wants the TV time. He wants to be the contrarian. He wants to be that guy. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, confirmation hearings. And General Lloyd Austin says that one of the things that he's going to be that's definitely going to be a part of his agenda is ridding or doing his best. I mean, it's going to be virtually impossible to rid it, but do his best to comb through the ranks and let, military brass and leadership know of the respective branches of the military. Y'all need to start combing through your ranks because when we talk about the insurrection that happened 2.5 weeks ago, a lot of those people were military or ex-military and things like that. They're finding, and so if we have these type of people, and he talked about his own stories of coming up in the military and some of the racist racial tension that was there, some of the experiences that he had that was counter to what the military should be. There was a lot of racism within the ranks. And so, and we know a lot of military people will tell you stuff does not happen in the ranks unless it's sanctioned by, the brass. The, the brass is always, the officers are always aware of it. They just turn a blind eye, or sometimes they give the directives. And so, with that being said, that was one of the things that I like that he talked about, that he is the first ever black Secretary of Defense. It's long overdue because let's be clear, the United States military has depended on black soldiers going all the way back to Revolutionary War. And black soldiers were actually slaves that were forced to go and fight for shit that they didn't give a damn about, that was not their fight. That sometimes they were forced to fight for things counter to the advancement of black people. Going forward to the Civil War, where you had blacks on both sides, on the Confederacy side and on the Union side, that were forced to fight against their own will. Going forward to any and every war, where we can go to the Tuskegee Airmen, we can go to World War I and World War II, all of those things. Blacks, and it. I'm not saying that it was. There were times, especially 20th century, where for a lot of black men, because there were a lot of professions and avocations that black men just were not allowed to enter because of race. Um, Going into the military during a certain time was a mechanism by which a lot of black men and women were able to get their start, maybe get a house, have, that steady salary, have a job, get, health insurance at the VA, because a lot of the things that white people take for granted, being able to purchase a house, having health insurance, and things like that, just is not afforded. Was not afforded to black people. And we're not talking about going in the way back yonder. We're talking about mid to late 20th century was still not affordable or not available to um black people. And so the service, black people, they don't say the military, they say the service. You going to the service? And so that was a mechanism and opportunity for a lot of black men and women to go and just earn a living, have a job, have access to health care, have access to being able to get, a house. And even once they got out of the military and became a veteran, it gave them easier or quicker access to certain jobs. Certain jobs would say, "Oh, you're a veteran? No problem. You're in there." Jobs like the postal service and other jobs, which sounds like not a lot now, but let's be clear, post office and certain other jobs is a steady, good paycheck. You can live great, and they have great benefits and great retirements. So it was needed on both sides, but what was not needed was the treatment of, going back to my major point, what was not needed is the treatment of black people within, black men and women within the ranks, and how they were done and how they were treated, and how, the military, remember, the military just recently outlawed the Confederate flag on military bases. They were allowing white people to fly their little Confederate flags, have all their little racist stuff, all in the military barracks, and said nothing. Child, let me see what y'all talking about over here. I always end up going down roads that I don't think I'm gonna be going down. Um, Truth, as a veteran, I watched with horror on January 6th. Correct, black men made up the ranks to preserve white lives. That is so true. Yes, and from overseas, they lied to them that they would gain their freedom or be equal. Yep, veterans preference. Yes, what's scary is that the government is hiring ex-military by the thousands, and if you work with the government, these insurrectionists could be working next to you and be your boss. We talked about that. We talked that when this all shook down, that was what we said. These racists, these white supremacists, are a part of the Capitol Police Force. They're a part of every. They're on the inside. They're all through everything. Mm, a mess. I don't know of any country that will allow their citizens to fly a flag of treason. Make it make sense, little baby. Make it make sense. Please make it make sense for me because I've been trying. All kinds of flags I've seen while running PT in the morning. Child, it's a mess. And like I said, these things don't happen in the military. These things don't happen in the ranks unless it's given the okay and sanctioned by brass, by the officers, by leadership. Hey, Raphael. So I'm glad that that is something. And it makes sense because he is the first black Secretary of Defense. So there is expectation that that is something that he's going to be looking for because he experienced it firsthand. I'm sure. So I was very pleased to hear that. Um, um, some other people got confirmed. I'm trying to remember. I don't think Treasury Lady got confirmed yet. I don't think she got confirmed yet. I know Booty Jig did get confirmed. I don't listen, y'all. I'm gonna be honest. Even going back to the campaign trail, something about Booty Jig just doesn't pass the sniff test for me. It's all when you're somebody who I don't want to say that. Eh, when he had his confirmation, I was watching it. I noticed that even some of the Republicans, like the Trick Scotts of the world, and different people were like, "Oh, I'm so here for you, Pete Buttigieg. Oh, this ought to be a quick and fast and easy confirmation." Like there was no energy for Buttigieg, and I was like, something's up. I just feel like there's eh, I don't know if it's the way he presents himself. I don't know if he tries to be too clean cut, or I don't know. Booty Jig. Um, I don't know. Something about him just doesn't pass the sniff test. I can't put my finger on it, but if I could, I would have to wash it. Shouts out to Sophia Petrillo. Um, I don't know, y'all, and I could be wrong. I could be wrong as all get out. I could have this all wrong. But there's something I just can't put my finger on it where I'm like, yeah, booty jig. I don't know. I just was never here for him, even when he was on a campaign trail. Anyway, um, so was there anything else I wanted to talk about in terms of politics? Let me see, y'all. Let me see. Oh, two things. Um, three jurors in the Breonna Taylor case have started a legal petition in the state of Kentucky to have the attorney general, the black attorney general guy, removed. what's his name? Daniel Cameron. They have started a petition to have him removed. He's black, he surely is, but I can't say that I disagree. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. Good morning, L. Preston. Child, be careful out there, L. Preston. These girls are out here like it ain't no pandemic out here. Please stay covered up and masked up, child. 'Cause these girls out here are reckless. Please be careful, honey. Anyway, um, it started because they want to impeach him, so they started a petition to have him removed and impeached from office. I can't say that I blame them. He has made a lot of moves and a lot of steps in this Breonna Taylor case. Hey, Boogie L, um, that you really be like, bruh, really, really. He's made a lot of statements in these case. In this case, he has um he doesn't even try to entertain anything that tries to put the officers in a negative light. Like, he's not trying to be neutral. He's not. I would even go with him if he said, "Listen, y'all, I'm not going to. When I come up here, I'm not looking to sway anybody one way or another. My job as Attorney General is to look at the facts, the law, and go into this by the book, by the letter of the law, and that's what we're going to do here. I know there are a lot of emotions on both sides, and you have that right to have your emotions." But my job is to follow the law. My job is to make sure that this case goes through, um, and that justice is served for all parties involved. Keep it like that. But some of this fuck shit that he have going on, where he's basically protecting the officers and making all of these statements and going off on members of the press and getting upset when people ask him tough questions and shit. You need to get your stinking ass life in order. He be out of order. I don't know how y'all do it over there, Yana, because he be way out of order. Yeah, Avril Haines got confirmed. Lloyd Austin and Dr. Rochelle Walensky. Okay, so those three. I know what that meant. Um, where is the petitions he can't I'm ready to decide. This is the case that got national attention, but he's done a lot to the detriment of black folk. I've heard that Yana, I'm not familiar with his resume. Um and stuff like that. But I've heard from people who live in Kentucky that he ain't shit. Right, Boogie. I'm saying he didn't do that, and that's what he should have come out doing. So he's a whole ass mess. I wish him all the worst. I mean, a whole mess, y'all. Just a mess, a damn mess. But I'm here for it. Get him removed. Get him out of there. Get him out of there. Um, I'm all for giving black people a chance. I'm all for giving us a chance. But once we see that you on the fuck shit, bro, you got to go. Black, white, blue, or purple. You got to go. You got to go. Got to go. So I wanted to talk about that. Can we talk about the what you hear outside, ladies and gentlemen? What you hear sweeping across the country is the proverbial backpedal and pussy pop from all of the insurrectionists now that Dems are in power. Joe Biden is in office, and they won't be getting pardons. The proverbial that sound you hear outside, the proverbial backpedal and pussy pop that they got going on. Cause hey Olympia, because what we got going on is now all of these people are wanting to throw blame on Trump. So Horn guy, Horn guy who had on the horns and the face paint and the animal fur and shit, is backpedaling and pussy pop now, saying that, oh, it was all Trump's fault. He duped us and put us up to this and then went and hid. I mean, he done did that his whole life. That's the story of Donald Trump's life, duping people. Did you forget who he was? Child. And so now his attorney, this is the same guy whose mom was out here complaining that he wouldn't eat because the food in jail wasn't all organic or vegan or something like that. Girl, you're in jail. What you think you have choices? You think you get a menu and the bitch say, "How would you like that today?" You're in jail. Go get your life. So now they backpedaling and pussy popping off of Dawn. And I wonder if this is going to become a trend because there's no protection for these people anymore. So are we going to have sweeping um a whole thing of backpedaling and pussy popping all over the country because all of these people now no longer have and then Donald Trump, for some reason, the impeachment hearings don't go how we think they're going to go, and he is able to run. Girl, that's 4 years from now. You could be all the way in jail by the time he gets ready to run again. So now what you got these people doing is now they want to detach themselves and say, oh, we would have never done this if he had not incited this. Now, part of that is true. I will give you that. He did call y'all down there. He did summon y'all down there. But the other part of it is this is what he does. Y'all voted for this. Y'all wanted this. Y'all fought for this. Y'all burned shit for this. Y'all killed people for him and his level brand of fuckery. Don't backpedal and pussy pop now. Bitch, y'all killed people for him. Don't try to backpedal and pussy pop off of him now. Don't cry for Argentina. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Nope. We do not care. Now, like I said, part of what he said is true. Donald Trump did tell them to come. He got them to come out there, got to do all this shit, and then went back to the White House and said, y'all got it, I'll be over here. But they're going to say and do whatever they can to get out of the trouble they're in. They're going to like years. Oh, I am buffering. Okay, I'm back now. Hey, hold on. Let me go out and come back in. Hopefully, this is better. Let me see. All right. Y'all put a 27 in the chat if this is better. Okay. Um, I forgot. Oh, we're talking about these people, but they're gonna put on their white people tears. They're gonna do anything they can to avoid jail time. I don't care about your tears. I don't care how you feel. Throw their asses in jail. Throw their asses in fucking jail and call it a fucking day. What are we talking about? We do not negotiate with terrorists. These are terrorists. What are we talking? We ain't got nothing to talk about. Hey Amber. Child, right. He told them go east and he went west. A mess. A mess. A whole ass mess. A whole ass mess. Listen, I what I'm looking to see is, and I don't know if it's, I heard that they have already pretty much finished, but they're putting some finishing touches to it. The CBC Congressional Black Caucus is going to present the Biden administration, if they haven't already. And this was a couple days ago, like Thursday, literally, that I was talking to some people about. When is the Congressional Black Caucus going to go to the Biden administration and let them know what they'd like to see for Black people in these yet to be United States of America? And I'm trying to get my hands on seeing if I could get I'd love to get the whole thing where it's like hundreds of pages, but so that way I can kind of go through it and bring y'all some of the stuff that they have on their agenda. But I definitely think that is very important that early in this administration, right now, if they haven't already done so, the Congressional Black Caucus says, "Hey, boo, now that you in there, here's a whole 2,000 page document on what us people, what we here as Black people here in America need. Here is our agenda." Okay, because I don't know what's going on with my throat. Because let's just be clear: if you don't make your presence and voice heard from the beginning, we will become an afterthought. I'm telling you, the agenda, the issues surrounding Black people and what we need will become an afterthought. They're going to come up with every reason. Oh, we need to be concerned with the pandemic. Oh, we need to be concerned about the economy. Oh, we need to be concerned about this person and that person and everything. Oh, we need to be concerned about the Russian guy who Russia has arrested over there. Oh, we need to be concerned about such and such. Child, please. Hey, Jason. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Bruh. Mm-mm. This is what you signed up for. You need to be concerned about everything and everybody, and we are included. Okay? We cannot allow, and a lot of times we as Black people are asked to acquiesce and take a step back. And we're always so, well, wait, hold on. We got some more pressing issues or other things that we need to take care of first. That's always the standard answer that we're given. And our needs are always pushed to the side and they never get addressed. And when your needs don't get addressed, it becomes like a snowball and they just compound on themselves and get bigger and bigger and bigger. Even if I want to go down the COVID train, they already have started talking about the fact that these vaccines are disproportionately going to white people. And it's not just the fact that a lot of black people are skeptical about getting the vaccine because that's what they're trying to put out. See, watch the media, watch the stuff that people are saying and perpetuating and proliferating in the media, because y'all notice how the media, every time they talk about black people in the vaccine, they keep saying, oh, black people don't want to take the vaccine. A whole lot of black people say they're skeptical of the vaccine. Dot 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 dot. It's a whole lot of us black people that want to go out there and get this good vaccine and not be bothered with this. Please trust and believe. And if you really want to sell the fact that the vaccine is important and is safe and we should do it, you should be highlighting the black people that are saying, yep, I got my vaccine, I'm here for it, it's great, we ain't got no problems. But no, you want to proliferate the people that are saying, oh, I'm skeptical because the government is going to do something to me. And what that does is when that comes on television, it's the perpetuating that's happening. It's the proliferation. So now, even if you were slightly on the fence, you start seeing other black people, you be like, nah, I ain't going over there. Nope. See, and you start to tell other people, you see, I was right. I was kind of skeptical, but you see, everybody else said they ain't getting it either. Nah, we ain't gonna get it. And now you get to a point where you're covering up the fact that the vaccine is being less accessible to black people by trying to say that it's the black people themselves that are not taking it, when really is a good part of it is y'all are just not making it accessible to us. Come on now. Come on now. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But back to my point that I was making, I want to see what the Congressional Black Caucus, what the CBC presents to the Biden administration. Because what we can't do is we can't take for granted that they're just going to automatically know what to do and what we need. So, um, yeah, that's something that I'm going to try to get my hands on over the next few days. Let me make a few phone calls, call a couple people, because we have to be concerned about what we have going on. And we got to hold people accountable. We got to start holding these people accountable. Sorry. I just had a cousin that died on my cousin just died Monday. I found out Tuesday morning, but my cousin died on Monday from COVID. Died on Monday from COVID. We gotta plan a funeral and whatnot. Um so and it's real out here. It's real. We are also demanding they approve the Truth Racial Healing Commission within the next 100 child. He got this 100-day plan. Where do we as black people fit into this 100-day plan? I need to let me go back through and look at his 100-day agenda. See where we as black people fit in. I'm just saying. Yeah, Jason, I'm sorry to hear about your friend, and things like that. Definitely my condolences and prayers to you and the family and stuff like that. But yeah, my it kind of hit me hard because my cousin had COVID, went to the hospital. This was like she had a party, and y'all know Ty is dealing with COVID right now too. Ty is still good. But Ty, on here with me all the time, he has COVID. My cousin had a party back in November, got COVID after that, ended up on a ventilator. She got off the ventilator, but the hospital told them, listen, we've done all we can. There's nothing else we can do. And they sent her home. And she's dead now. Um, this is what we're facing. And that's what I mean when we talk about vaccines and stuff like that and things that is out there that can help us. I need I need them to I need people to get at the forefront of this, and I need the people in positions of power to do the right by us and do right by it. Even the media. Stop putting these Yahoo people on television talking about how they now they become historians and they are scholars on all of the times that um the government used vaccines to hurt black people, which is true. But a lot of these people, you know what I'm saying, are just putting on. Okay? Stop putting these people on our television screens. Put more black doctors and more black healthcare professionals. And they don't even have to be doctors or healthcare professionals. Just people saying, "Yep, went to get my vaccine, got my second dose set up for so as this date." Put those people on there. Put the people who are going to start screaming from the rooftop. We need more access to the vaccine in the black areas. We need more access for the vaccine at this retirement village that is majority black people. We need more vaccines available down in the hood with Ray Ray and Nuck Nuck and them. Put those people on. Don't put these people on here talking about I'm afraid to get the vaccine because no, that's not what we need right now. Just a mess. A mess. Um, right. Right, Jason. This is, I mean, we got to be safe out here. We got to do what we got to do. We have to protect ourselves because we know the country has proven to us they ain't gonna protect us. They ain't here for us. And so we got to have people in position now that we got the people who we wanted in there. Now we did all this to put y'all in there, but y'all got to do right by us. I told y'all we watch the people who we vote for harder than we watch the people we did not vote for. Lil baby, Dr. Drew still is saying that it's not that serious. A mess. A mess. Testing is good for the day, not a week. It isn't the answer. It is one piece of a larger solution. We gotta. Y'all know y'all talking to the wrong one. Remember me? I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna play that live. Somebody needs to help. I gotta figure out which live it was. I know it was a silly Saturday back last May. I got to figure out which silly Saturday it was. But if y'all remember, and this was before the country got shut down. This is before people were taking it serious. Remember, we came right here on a silly Saturday, and I was screaming holy hell about there's this virus out there, y'all. Y'all need to be serious. This thing is serious. People are dying. And I remember somebody in the comments was like, I don't even know what you're talking about. I have never even heard about it. And I was like, listen, nope, this thing is going to happen. And sure enough, it was like a next week they were shutting the country down. So they should be putting all the efforts into listen, all of this money we spending to help out the businesses and stuff, we'll get to y'all later businesses because you can't sell nothing if people are dead. Let's put all of our efforts into getting the vaccine out there. If you ain't putting your efforts into buying 300 plus million what, technically 600 million doses of the vaccine. What are we doing? Because you need to have it out there for everyone. All of this whole, oh, well, we're going to have it where it's only accessible to these people first. While the other people are dying. See, this is what I'm talking about. You got to meet this criteria to be a part of the first round of vaccines. This is the inequity that I'm talking about. This is the bullshit and the fuck shit that I'm talking about. Y'all are not serious. If y'all were serious, y'all listen, United States of America, excuse me, yet to be United States of America. Y'all out here printing money for whatever the fuck y'all want to print, spending trillions of dollars. Spend trillions of dollars, buy 600 plus million doses of the vaccine, and then put it out there. Like, what was that little baby said, or somebody just said, I have military, things set up all around the country, and say, listen, now if you don't get the vaccine, it's your fault. It ain't our fault because we made it accessible, we made it available. That is what you do when you're serious. But this whole, well, we're gonna send y'all this amount, and we just gonna leave it to the states to decide who gets it or when you get it. And you got some racist ass state administrations out there. You got states that ain't gonna do right by the citizens. So now we got situations where it's just completely inequitable, completely a bunch of bullshit. Mind you, people are still out here dying. Mind you, people got loved ones out here that are passing away alone, because when someone has COVID, they're not even allowed to have other people around them. So people have to die horribly because now you have to die alone, and people can't even be around you, touch you, feel you, or see you. See, this is the fuck shit. Damn, 100 million. Buy all of it now. Put this shit out there because you can't have an economic relief if people are still dying. You need people for the economy. Hello. That's when you know you're serious. That's when you know I'm coming in this bitch and I'm not, what the fuck. We trying to get rid of this shit now. They're not. They're playing the game, and people are dying. And they don't care because Congress and the executive branch got it first. Oh no, we gonna make sure that we show you all that it worked. No, y'all wasn't doing that. Y'all was making sure y'all were taken care of while y'all going over here and deliberate about the rest of us. So y'all got y'all shit taken care of first, and now you're like, well, let's see who we're going to allow access to it first. But you already done took care of yourself and your family. Girl, that's the fuck shit that I'm talking about. See, that's the fuck shit. That's the fuck shit. And that's why I said, um, we gotta watch and stay on top of the people who we voted for more than we gotta stay on top of the people who we didn't see it for, who we didn't vote for. Because if it goes downhill, we can truly say, yep, that's our fault. We did that. We put you there. It's our fault. We do have to take some accountability of that. We put you there and we just let you run them up. Just like Republicans, we say all the time, have to take ownership of Donald Trump and his level brand of fuckery. The same thing is going to lay on our lap and rest at our doorstep if this administration doesn't do the right thing. If they don't do right by black people, it will be on us. So that's why we have to hold them accountable. I didn't even know I was gonna be talking about politics this long. I had some other stuff, y'all. Um, but I ain't really get to it, and I don't really feel like getting to it. Now I got to get up and start going out. I think the whole salt and pepper situation is fucked up. Both they are. Listen, listen. Salt and pepper. I hate to say it, but you going down the ain't shit committee train. You showing your real ain't shitness. Okay, because you cannot have a movie about salt and pepper and leave out Spinderella, whichever iteration of Spinderella. Because I know there was a another chick that was Spinderella first, then the Spinderella we all know and love. You can't have a biopic about salt and pepper and say, "Oh, we just gonna leave out Spinderella." Wait, what? That's a mess. That's a mess. Revisionist history. That's a whole mess. Y'all ain't shit. Um, Joe Biden. Did y'all see when he had the Zoom meeting? Installing people in the executive branch, and he told them, "I will fire you. You come out here talk about people and making people feel bad and shaming people and coming down on people. I will fire you on the spot. Please don't come here with the fuck shit. This ain't the Trump regime. You come here with the." He said, "You come here with the fuck shit, trying to make people feel bad, come down on people and shit like that. Um, I'm gonna fire you." I was here for it. The game is to edit out and try to reduce a race of people with or without the vaccine. Just because you are given a vaccine, it doesn't mean that you are given the vaccine. That's the first. Well, that now, 1967 J. Edwards, I can't speak to that. You know what I'm saying? And the reason that I say that does go down the line of conspiracy theories, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist. um that means that all of the medical professionals and all of the pharmacists or all of the people who are administering said vaccines would have to be in on it as well, because they're just literally shipping it to these places. And I should say, I'm saying, I don't think that they have it labeled. This is the one that has the real vaccine. This is the one that doesn't have the real vaccine. I don't think that's how that works. And that we're giving them way too much credit if you think that they have talked to all of these medical professionals and said, give it to the when you give out the vaccine, give the placebo to these group of people and give the real one to these group of people. I can't go down that road and say that's what's happening. They might they might have been trash for a while. They might have been, Jason, because and I don't care how upset y'all are with her. I don't care how much y'all have a disagreement. You can't you can't write someone out of your history when they were that instrumental in what you are and what people know you to be. A mess. A mess. Always pick the blue vial. You know what? No views for me. I need to hear what else Ben got to say. I, her review will get my like. Okay. Anyway, y'all, that is the new wave of lying. Writing people out of history, revisionist history. Y'all, I'm about to get out of here. I got some things to do. I got to get up and get ready and stuff. Run an errand before I go to work. Can we get some shondos in the chat? I enjoyed y'all today. Y'all know Silly Saturdays is a whole mood. And I always enjoy y'all because on Silly Saturdays, we always have these intimate settings and we're able to just talk freely and just, you know, shoot the shit and talk politics or talk celebrity news or talk mess. And, I'm here for it. But when it's sent to a certain area that is mainly one race, that's how they can determine who, as a majority, is getting the real vaccine. But 1967 J. Edwards, that's the problem. It's up to because they're only ordering or buying so much of the vaccine. Um, it's left to the states, and now administering these vaccines is left in the hands of flawed governors and their administrations and what the fuck they got going on. Mr. Fit Radu, don't come in here. We've been live for an hour and a half. I gotta go to work. I got things to do. You can hit me up. You know how to reach me. No, I don't need snacks, even though I'm going to go get me something to eat. Just saying, I am going to go get me something, but I gotta go run an errand before I go to work. I'll be working late tonight. It does not look like I'm gonna get Bling Empire out today unless I do it after I get off work, and I'm probably gonna be tired. So look for Bling Empire tomorrow. Maybe I'll do 2 episodes tomorrow. I might do 4 and 5 tomorrow. Depending on how good 4 is. So just like when it comes to your groceries, you have to go to a certain area to get what is viewed as a good cut of meat. But I see your point. Anyway, that's all I got for y'all today. Thank you as always. Thank you for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Um, I just lost what I always say. Thank you for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Y'all know I love y'all. I love all y'all. Y'all are always here for me, and I'm always here for y'all. Um, and stuff like that. So let me get off here. Let me get out of here. I got some things to do. I love y'all. Until next time, that's all I got for y'all. Thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. We out.